Now shifting focus to the other big story, in a dramatic turn of events, a 400 years old tradition at Maharashtra's Shani Shinganapur temple has come to an end. The temple trust allowed women finally to offer prayers at the Sanctum Sanctorum today. Of course, this is also the festive season. This after male devotees in large numbers stormed the main shrine of the temple, violating the Bombay High Court ruling that banned entry of both men and women, saying everybody has right of entry into places of worship. A tense face-off built up at the temple when male devotees pulled down the barricades around the main shrine and jumped into the enclosed area to offer prayers. Policemen and security guards deployed at the temple remained mute spectators. Bhumata Brigade leader Trupti Desai, who has been fighting for women's right to pray at the, of course, Sanctum Sanctorum, has called it a victory for her movement. As you can see, these visuals that we are showing you now beaming, in fact, the women brigade that was actually at the Sanctum Sanctorum, the inner core of the temple, the Shani Shinganapur temple with 400 years of history, which of course Trupti Desai and the entire movement said that this was about discrimination when you barred women from entering. Today, of course, is also the festive season of Gudi Parva and Ugadi, and on this occasion, of course, Bombay High Court had said that there should not be any discrimination, and both men and women, if at all, they both have to be barred. But as male devotees today enter the Sanctum Sanctorum, the temple allowed the Bhumata Brigade also to go in. There you can see those visuals of the prayers that were offered at the inner core of the temple. Let's get in a word from Pankaj Khelkar. Pankaj, huge, in fact, it's actually a historic day in a lot of ways. Take us through what really happened once the Women's Brigade reached the temple.
So today what we are seeing over here is the same police, the administration that was opposing Trupti Desai and her Mahila Brigade. They are escorting her, they escorted her to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and now Trupti Desai is standing here because the main puja is going on, and after this puja she will be allowed to climb the Sanctum Sanctorum, the place where women were not allowed since last 400 years. That was what was claimed by the temple trustees. But today, on the auspicious day of Gudi Padwa, when 100 male devotees from this village, this Shani Shinganapur village, just thronged inside and they climbed the Sanctum Sanctorum, though there was restriction that nor men nor women are allowed. The trustees took a decision that... So
Pankaj, you know those visuals, Pankaj, sorry to interfere, but those visuals that we are getting in of the priests performing those rites and pujas at the Sanctum Sanctorum, in how much time from now will actually Trupti be joining the priests as well there?
Trupti Desai will also be joining along with men, and the main puja will be performed, the arti will be performed, and from today onwards, women will be allowed to perform puja climbing the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Right, and you know, she's already said that Haji Ali will be in fact the next destination or the next project. When is she planning to take that up again, you know, just reignite the movement for Haji Ali now?
Yes, she has said she is very pleased that at last her agitation, her fight for women's right to equality, the gender equality, she has got the result. Although after High Court decision and direction, the trustees had taken a way out that men and women both are not allowed. But since men today had climbed this holiest place, the sacred place, the trustees had no way out, but they had to bend in and give in, and so they decided that women should also be allowed. So in a way, it's a huge victory, a historic decision by the trustees over here, and I think same will be followed by other temples wherein Trupti Desai has agitated, like Trambakeshwar and the Mahalakshmi Mandir in Kolhapur.
You know, Pankaj, what is interesting is in the build-up to this entire protest, I remember, in fact, you had spoken, perhaps our colleagues had spoken to some of the women trustees on the board as well, and even those women trustees were against this women's movement. They were absolutely fine with that tradition that women should not be allowed into Sanctum Sanctorum. How are they now taking in the changing situation?
See, although it's a trust decision, so the women trustees who head the trust, she has also agreed. But the other women from this village, they are opposing, and they had decided to oppose Trupti Desai coming over here. But since the administration as well as the district administration, police, they are here in huge number to protect these women while they go in and worship the Shani shrine. So the other women who are opposing, they can't do anything. And here we can see that Trupti Desai is waiting for the moment when she will climb the Sanctorum and perform the puja, a historic decision for women.
Absolutely, you know, we are going to zoom in. You can see those visuals there. They're on the other side of the gate. In fact, Rahul Iswar, who's also an author and activist, he's now on the phone line with us. Rahul, what do you have to say now that these historic visuals are beaming in? You know, Trupti Desai actually with her women activists will be at the Sanctum Sanctorum shortly.
Two things. One, I would like to congratulate English news channel media, Trupti Desai, female activist, for their win. I concede this is a temporary setback for us. Second point, in the case of Shabarimala, we had a meeting today afternoon after the Shani Shinganapur incident. There is no change in position. Our case is due on April 11th in Supreme Court. We will point out and fight. If need be, we will take this to the constitutional 5-member bench. But our humble contention is there is no discrimination but differentiation. And one more point.
But Rahul, you know, how does it make a difference once Trupti actually goes into the Sanctum Sanctorum, really? Even on this historic day, you're not willing to say, accept that, yes, this is a discrimination.
No, I am not conceding the point that this is a discrimination. I concede the point that this is a victory for them. But it's a temporary setback for our side, the believer side, the devotee side. But we will carry forward the argument in Supreme Court. And our contention is only two. One, Article 14 is very important. But Article 25 is also there. Article 14 is not a standalone article in Indian Constitution. Second point, thousands of women are visiting Shani Shinganapur. Thousands of women are visiting Shabarimala. But there are only some regulations. And I should point out one very important thing. There are a dozen temples where males are having regulations. No English channel media picks those news. Nobody creates a debate about that. Because it
maybe the men haven't actually come forward and started speaking for their own rights. Because, you know, mostly they don't feel discriminated in most of the places. So they'll have to raise their voice first. We will surely take up your cause as well.
Absolutely no, because we understand this is a change in system. Just like there is a male Indian cricket team and a female Indian cricket team, there is Shabarimala and Shabarimala for women. Look at even the name, Shabarimala for women. There is a male hostel, there is a female hostel. There is a male Indian cricket team, there is a female Indian cricket team. There is a Shabarimala and Shabarimala for women. And we would point these things in Supreme Court. And one more very important thing, maybe Shani Shinganapur, because it is a big platform, change their rule. But 10,000 temples across South India don't allow anybody inside their Sanctum Sanctorum or Garbhagraha.
Yes, so that should change. That should change. This is a start. Look at those faces, Rahul. Look at those faces of the women. Don't they seem radiant?
Of course. You know, I would appreciate them because Shani Shinganapur is an open platform. It's there is a platform there. But trust me, this may be a temporary win for them. But 10,000 temples across South India are not going to open. We have had communication to different people. Neither male nor female will be allowed.
Okay, Rahul, you know, if you seem to draw some solace from the fact that this is in fact just one temple case and the others are not happening, maybe we should celebrate the fact that this is at least a start. In fact, Rahul is and we will come back as soon as, of course, we have those live visuals of Trupti Desai getting inside that Sanctum Sanctorum. News and updates continue on India Today.
Alright, we're getting news that after getting DNA samples, or rather giving the DNA samples of the 4 Pakistani terrorists killed in the Pathankot airbase attack, India is now contemplating disposing of the dead bodies lying.
There's the hair. But then I decided to use the public transport. And now I feel I look like Natha. But don't you worry, the show looks fantastic.